what happens when the bright lights of showbiz collide with the power of old money. In the Philippines, every time a star marries into a business empire, it's never seen as just romance. It's the merging of two worlds. One thrives on fame and adoration, the other on dynasties, influence, and wealth passed down through generations. Fans don't just see a wedding, they see the birth of a power couple, capable of commanding headlines and shaping conversations far beyond entertainment.
I like a little spanking once in a while. Echos, pero hindi nangyayari eh.
Filipinos treat showbiz like a national pastime. And when you add extreme wealth, the intrigue multiplies. These marriages play out like real-life teleseries. Glamour, influence, and endless speculation. Did the celebrity step back from their career to secure stability? Or did the union open doors to even greater influence?
Own and operate her own clinic. Her only regret is that her work schedule...
Every move is scrutinized, every whisper magnified. It's not just about love anymore. It's about whether stardom grows brighter beside a tycoon, or whether the spotlight slowly fades once the vows are exchanged. But no story about fame marrying fortune would be complete without one of the most talked about unions in recent years. Erich Gonzales and Mateo Lorenzo. Erich, a household name in Philippine entertainment, rose from humble beginnings to become one of the industry's most recognizable faces. On the other side is Mateo, heir to the Lorenzo family empire, a clan tied to giants like Del Monte Philippines and the Pancake House chain. When news broke that the actress had tied the knot with a businessman from such an influential family, it immediately became more than just a love story. It was the kind of pairing that made people whisper, did she just marry into one of the most powerful circles in the country? Rumors have always swirled about the Lorenos' guarded privacy and how that might affect Erich's career. Would marrying into such a reserved, business-focused family mean fewer public appearances? Some even speculated that she might retreat from the limelight altogether to fit into her new world. While Erich has remained relatively quiet on the subject, her moves in recent years have fueled endless speculation among fans who wonder whether her marriage reshaped her professional path. And yet, that's the very reason the public can't look away. Erich's story reflects the ultimate fantasy. From rising star to a life intertwined with old money. But it also leaves unanswered questions. Did she trade some of her stardom for stability, or has this union given her a new kind of influence, one far removed from television screens? But of course, Erich isn't alone. Another familiar name also stepped into the world of business dynasties, this time from the world of cosplay and online fame. If Erich's story felt like a teleserie turning real, Alodia Gosiengfiao's marriage played out like the perfect crossover between online celebrity culture and old-world business prestige. Alodia isn't just a familiar face. She's the country's cosplay queen, a gamer, content creator, and entrepreneur who built a digital empire from scratch. Her every move has been followed by millions of fans online, which made her wedding to Christopher Quimbo in 2022 a headline grabber from the moment it was announced. Christopher isn't just any businessman. He's the president and general manager of Novelino Wines, one of the biggest names in the local wine industry. Together, the pairing felt like two worlds colliding. Internet royalty meets industry elite. But with fame and fortune colliding so publicly, rumors were inevitable. Whispers spread online about whether Alodia's choice signaled a shift in her priorities. Would marriage mean slowing down her career? Or was this simply the next level of her brand? Some speculated that marrying into an established business family might steer her toward a more traditional path, while others argued it gave her a powerful new platform to expand her influence even further. Career-wise, the changes have been noticeable. While she remains active in the gaming and cosplay scene, her image has taken on a new layer of sophistication. Less just the quirky gamer girl, more the multidimensional figure navigating both digital fame and high society ties. Fans have debated whether this evolution strengthens her legacy or blurs the original identity that made her a star. And much like Erich, Alodia's journey proves that when celebrities tie the knot with tycoons, the public doesn't just watch the wedding. They watch for the ripple effects. Which brings us to another star who found herself entangled with one of the country's most powerful clans, Maggie Wilson. If Alodia's story was about blending digital stardom with old-world prestige, Maggie Wilson's marriage took things into the very heart of Manila's business dynasties. Maggie, a beauty queen who once held the Miss World Philippines crown and later built a reputation as a TV host and entrepreneur, married Victor Consunji in 2010. Victor isn't just a wealthy businessman. He comes from the Consunji family, one of the most powerful names in construction and real estate in the country. For many, their union looked like the perfect marriage of beauty and legacy, a glamorous love story that seemed destined to thrive. But unlike other celebrity business pairings that prefer to stay quiet, Maggie and Victor's relationship became a constant subject of whispers and speculation. Social media posts, cryptic messages, and eventually public statements sparked talk of marital strain. Fans and followers dissected every clue, debating whether differences in lifestyle or the pressures of living under intense scrutiny had begun to take their toll. While rumors flew, both parties maintained their composure in public, though the headlines rarely stopped. Career-wise, Maggie seemed to grow bolder after marriage, not smaller. Instead of fading into the background, she expanded her reach as an entrepreneur and influencer. Some saw this as a sign that the marriage gave her more freedom and resources to pursue her own path, while others speculated it fueled tensions behind the scenes. Either way, Maggie's story highlights the unpredictable balance between fame and fortune. Sometimes the union amplifies a celebrity's voice rather than silences it. And while her tale has been full of drama and reinvention, she's not the only actress whose career trajectory changed dramatically after marrying into wealth. The next story shows just how quickly a star can step away from the spotlight. Krista Ranillo. While Maggie Wilson used her marriage as a springboard to grow her influence, Krista Ranillo took a very different path, one that surprised many fans. Krista was once a rising star in Philippine showbiz, appearing in films and television dramas that showcased her potential as an actress. But in 2010, she married Nino Jefferson Lim, a businessman and the owner of a popular supermarket chain in the United States. Almost overnight, Krista's presence in the entertainment industry began to fade. For fans who had followed her career, it felt like she had stepped off the stage just as her star was beginning to rise. The whispers quickly followed. Some said her decision to marry and settle abroad was influenced by the promise of a quieter, more secure life away from the relentless glare of Philippine showbiz. Others speculated that the controversies surrounding her name at the time may have pushed her towards seeking a fresh start. Whatever the reason, Krista's shift from red carpets to business circles was one of the most dramatic pivots among celebrity marriages. As for her career, the change was undeniable. Unlike others who managed to balance fame and family, Krista's story became one of stepping away completely. While her personal life appears stable and private, fans often wonder what her trajectory in the industry might have been had she stayed. Her story stands in sharp contrast to stars like Maggie, who doubled down on their careers even after marrying into wealth. Krista's choice reminds us that sometimes the pursuit of stability outweighs the allure of stardom. And from someone who chose to retreat, we now turn to another celebrity whose path led to a quieter but still notable comeback after marrying a businessman, Lindsay Custodio. If Krista Ranillo's story was about stepping completely away from the limelight, Lindsay Custodio's path shows a softer, quieter evolution. Lindsay was a familiar face in the 1990s, known for her acting and singing career that resonated with many Filipino fans. She charmed audiences in both television and film, and her sweet image made her a household name. But after marrying businessman Frederick Cale in 2022, Lindsay's life shifted in a direction that seemed less about celebrity and more about personal stability. Her wedding wasn't as flashy as some other celebrity unions, yet it stirred plenty of chatter. Fans wondered, was this the closing chapter of her entertainment career, or a chance at a low-key comeback? Whispers suggested that Lindsay preferred the quiet comforts of family life over the constant demands of showbiz. Still, she surprised many by making small but notable returns to the public eye, sparking speculation that she might be exploring a delicate balance between her past as a star and her new role as a wife and mother. Career-wise, her trajectory has been subtle rather than dramatic. Instead of relaunching herself into the limelight, Lindsay seems to be reintroducing herself slowly through select appearances that hint at both nostalgia and reinvention. Some interpret this as a sign of renewed passion, while others see it as her way of keeping one foot in the world that once defined her, without letting it consume her again. Her story adds another layer to the narrative of celebrity business marriages. Unlike Krista, who left everything behind, Lindsay reminds us that it's possible to quietly reshape a career without abandoning it altogether. And from this tale of gentle re-entry, we now turn to another beauty queen whose marriage to a foreign businessman became one of the most talked about unions, Miriam Quiambao. From Lindsay Custodio's quiet reinvention, we shift to a story that once captured international attention, Miriam Quiambao's marriage to Italian businessman Claudio Rondinelli. Miriam was more than just a celebrity. She was a national icon after finishing as the first runner-up at Miss Universe 1999.
Own and operate her own clinic. Her only regret is that her work schedule...
With her poise and charisma, she built a strong career in hosting and public speaking. So when she married Rondinelli in 2004, fans saw it as the perfect fairy tale. A beauty queen finding her match in a successful foreign entrepreneur. The wedding felt like a union of elegance and sophistication, sparking admiration and envy alike. But as with many high-profile unions, whispers soon surfaced. Rumors suggested that cultural differences and the pressures of distance strained their relationship. Friends of the couple hinted at disagreements over lifestyle and priorities. While the details were never fully confirmed, their eventual separation fueled endless speculation about whether Miriam had sacrificed too much of her own stability in pursuit of love abroad. The marriage undeniably affected her career. For a time, Miriam seemed less visible in the industry, and her personal struggles became more prominent than her projects. Yet, true to her resilient nature, she later reclaimed her presence in the public eye, this time reshaped by her experiences and grounded by faith. Fans saw her as a survivor, someone who had weathered both heartbreak and reinvention. Miriam's journey serves as a reminder that marrying into wealth doesn't always guarantee a smooth ride. For some, it can even complicate the very fame and identity they worked so hard to build. And from a cross-border love story that ended in lessons, we now move to a union rooted in both politics and business. The enduring marriage of Don Zulueta and Anton Lagdameo. From Miriam Quiambao's cross-border journey, we now look at a love story much closer to home. One that bridges the glitz of showbiz and the weight of politics and business. Don Zulueta, one of Philippine cinema's most enduring actresses, married Anton Lagdameo in 1997. Anton wasn't just any businessman. He hailed from a wealthy and influential Davao clan and later became a congressman representing Davao del Norte. To fans, Dawn's marriage felt like the perfect blend of elegance and prestige. She was already a celebrated actress with a career spanning decades, and he was a man whose influence extended beyond the boardroom into national politics. Together, they embodied the image of a true power couple. Beauty, fame, wealth, and authority rolled into one. Still, whispers inevitably followed. Some speculated that being married to a political figure meant Dawn had to tread carefully in her career choices, balancing her artistic freedom with the responsibilities of her new role as a politician's wife. Others claimed that her quieter years on screen were directly linked to the demands of married life, though Dawn herself often emphasized that her family was always her priority. Career-wise, Dawn managed to strike a rare balance. She may have scaled back her projects at times, but when she returned, her performances often carried more weight, proving her staying power in an industry that easily forgets. Her career didn't vanish, it evolved, shaped by the maturity and influence her personal life brought. Dawn's story stands out as one where the partnership didn't overshadow her identity, but instead added new layers to it. She remained Dawn Zulueta, timeless, respected, and admired, even as she became part of a powerful political dynasty. And from a tale of elegance and politics, we move to another actress whose marriage tied her to one of Negros' most influential clans, Assunta de Rossi. From Dawn Zulueta's life alongside a political powerhouse, we move to another actress who found herself woven into the fabric of one of the country's wealthiest and most historic clans. Assunta de Rossi, known for her bold roles and outspoken personality, surprised many when she married Jules Ledesma in 2002. Jules wasn't just any businessman. He was a scion of the Ledesma family, one of Negros Occidental's most prominent sugar dynasties. The match instantly stirred intrigue. Assunta, a rising star with a feisty reputation, suddenly became part of a family associated with vast landholdings and old money prestige. Fans and critics alike wondered, how would someone so vibrant and unconventional fit into a world governed by centuries-old traditions and expectations? Whispers spread quickly. Rumors hinted at disapproval from some circles, questioning whether Assunta had married up into a family far removed from her showbiz roots. Others speculated about the pressures she might face living in the shadow of such immense wealth and influence. Yet Assunta handled the chatter with her trademark candor, often laughing off the gossip.
I like a little spanking once in a while. Chos, pero hindi nangyayari eh.
Career-wise, her trajectory shifted noticeably. While she didn't vanish entirely from the screen, her pace slowed, and she took fewer projects. Some viewed this as proof that her priorities had changed after stepping into her role as a wife in one of the country's richest families. Still, she remained relevant in public discourse, her name consistently tied to both her showbiz past and her high society present. Assunta's story illustrates the weight of marrying into old money. The glittering advantages are undeniable, but so are the sacrifices. Her path highlights how celebrity marriages into dynasties often spark both admiration and speculation, a duality that never quite fades. And with these stories laid out, we can now look at the bigger picture. What patterns emerge from these power marriages, and what truths lie behind the glamour? Looking across these stories, one pattern becomes clear. When fame meets fortune, the results are rarely simple. Some celebrities step back, trading the spotlight for stability, while others use the union as fuel to expand their influence. Whispers of prenups, power struggles, and lifestyle adjustments often swirl around these couples, showing that marrying into wealth doesn't erase challenges, it only changes them. What ties these marriages together is the balancing act between love and legacy, where public expectations clash with private realities. Each union becomes more than a romance. It's a negotiation of identity, ambition, and influence. From the outside, these marriages sparkle with wealth, prestige, and picture-perfect love stories. But behind the glamour lies a reality that fans rarely glimpse. Celebrities who marry into powerful clans often face immense pressure to adjust, whether it's adapting to family traditions, reshaping their careers, or navigating whispers about motives. Some find themselves shielded by luxury, yet silenced by expectation, while others struggle to balance independence with the weight of legacy. These hidden battles remind us that fortune doesn't guarantee freedom. Behind every glittering headline is a story of compromise, resilience, and choices the public may never fully know. So after all these stories, the question lingers. In these marriages, who truly wins, the star or the tycoon? On one side, celebrities gain stability, protection, and entry into circles of power that money alone can't buy. On the other, wealthy partners gain the sparkle of fame, a public image boost, and the intrigue that comes with being tied to someone adored by millions. But perhaps the real answer is that neither completely wins. Every union comes with trade-offs. Careers put on pause, rumors that never fade, expectations that weigh heavily on both partners. Fame and fortune may combine, but they also collide, forcing couples to constantly negotiate identity, influence, and control. In the end, these stories fascinate us because they blur the lines between love and ambition, between private choices and public scrutiny. They are modern-day teleseries playing out in real life, with twists, sacrifices, and lessons we can only guess at. Now it's your turn. Which story surprised you most? Do you think the celebrity or the tycoon has more to gain or more to lose? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you enjoyed this deep dive, and don't forget to subscribe for more untold showbiz stories.